Всем привет! Today I'd like to tell you a little bit about Russian nationalities and about my nationality too. I decided to do this video because it seems to me that there is some kind of stereotype in the world about Russians and mostly about Russian women, that they all are like blonde with blue eyes, but actually that's not really like that. Well, of course there are blonde with blue eyes, but in my life I saw just several people who look like this. So I guess that's because there are about 200 nationalities in Russia. Russia is quite a multicultural and multi-religion country, so you shouldn't think about Russians like they all are Europeans. No, that's not like that. Actually, many of nationalities in Russia, they are very far from European appearance. There are some kind of southern nationalities, or Asian, or northern, and they are not about being blue-eyed blondes at all. So I'd like to tell you on my example who I am actually according to nationalities. And I think it's quite typical for Russian being, I don't even know actually what is that being just Russian. I think that's more about citizenship, or of course if you ask me, if someone asks me, I say that I'm Russian, but that's about being some kind of mixture. I think most people in Russia, they are like mixture of other many of nationalities, and I think in many countries it's like that. But I just want to show you in my experience how it's gonna be. According to my relatives, I can say that there are 4 main nationalities which are close to me and which I consist of. I think they're a bit equal for me, so like 25% as I think, as I perceive, but I'm going to mention it in according to amount of relatives I have in this country or nationality. So the first one is Ukrainian. I have many Ukrainian relatives living in Russia or in Ukraine, and that's not something really unusual for Russia. I can say for western or northwestern part of Russia, and I think for the rest of the Russia too, but mostly of course in this part because it's closer to Europe, to Ukraine. Almost everyone whom I know, they have some relatives in Ukraine, or they are some kind of Ukrainians, or they are from Ukraine and live in Russia. So that's quite a common. I understand Ukrainian, but I can speak just a little bit in some simple way, not fluent, I guess. So I learned Ukrainian a little bit because it was interesting for me, because I love learning languages, and because that's one of the languages of my family. So, but not really. I don't know it really well. But anyway, something I know and I can understand it. The second nationality is Finnish, so from Finland, I mean. Again, about northwest of Russia, that's typical because Finland is quite close and the border is not so far. And actually, I have so many Finnish relatives and forefathers that my father and my grandmother, like 20 or 30 years ago, they even had a possibility to get Finnish citizenship because of their Finnish roots, but for some reason they didn't get it, and I don't really remember why, but that was like that. And actually, talking about appearance, it seems to me that if you are looking for blue-eyed blondes, you'd better go to Scandinavian or Scandinavic countries. I mean, like Finland, Sweden, Norway. But actually, even my relatives from Finland, they are not blue-eyed blondes. Maybe some of them, but mostly no, they are brunette with the dark hair, so even black hair, so something like this. The third nationality is Tatar or Tatarian. In a simple words, this nationality is some kind of mixture of Asians and Europeans. They are mostly Muslims, but they can be, the appearance can be very different. They can look like Mongolian, for example, like Turkish people, for example, or even there are Tatars with blonde hair and blue eyes. That's a rare thing, but it's possible. So that depends of the family, of the family line. So there are many types of them, and from my family, I can say that my relatives who are from Tatars, they are mostly like Mongolian with thin eyes, black hair, and all that stuff. And the fourth nationality, again, it came from Mongolians. They are called Kalmykian, and there is a Kalmykian region in Russia that's Buddhist. As far as I know, the only 100% Buddhist region in Russia. And again, the appearance is the same: black hair, thin eyes, and not very light skin. So that's why I guess my appearance is like this. So my eyes are a little bit thin now, actually not so much, but they were thinner when I was younger, and now they are not like that. I don't know why, what happened. And in my family, that's quite a common feature. From my mother's line, from my father, that's more about Finnish. So something like this. I hope this video was interesting for you, and I gave you some understanding that being Russian is not actually just like being Russian. You are some complicated person with very different features, and not just typical European, because Russia is not actually about Europe 100%. It's some kind of mixture of European and Asian culture, people, and all that stuff. So thank you for watching, have a nice day, and goodbye.